I am so sorry, guys. I had to start again a new stream because there's some sort of an issue between the internet connection and the software I've been using. So I had to go back to the YouTube streaming service. Unfortunately, because I'm going through the YouTube streaming service, I will not be able to share with you any other videos which I want to talk about. So the only thing I can do right now is to actually talk about the footage I want to talk about, and then I'm going to leave the links in the description below so you guys can have a look at that as well. I have no idea what happened. I was trying to sort it out and I couldn't. I don't know why. I will have to probably get in touch with someone. I don't know.
I'm back. Well,
You're back, yeah?
yeah.
You're back, yes.
He woke up, but obviously I put him back to sleep. I'm not sure for how long, but he might be back.
Yeah.
Crying.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hopefully not. And that we can manage to finish here. I'm hoping that you guys can hear okay and see us okay. Please let me know in the comments below. I just want to make sure that it's working this time. So I think I'll have to start again.
Yeah, well, we can do that, yeah.
So in our previous life, we just got disconnected. We were talking about chalk, and the AV watchman, he spotted Trezell West with his grandpa, as Slim Hofa was mentioning.
Yeah.
Walking the dog, and it seems that the dog reacted to being called chalk when AV watchman was calling him that. So now we have the situation of the chalk thing in the backyard. Regardless of whichever it was, either chalk the dog playing with the kids in the garden, or the kids scribbling with chalk, it still doesn't make sense whatsoever, because in the first scenario, if the kids would be playing with chalk the dog wouldn't be able to be restricted to a certain area, as in on the patio, to play with the kids.
Until he was, kept in a leash.
Unless, he was kept on a lead. Although I don't think that there is anything like a pole or anything like that to restrict the dog there. Otherwise, the dog would be running everywhere in that backyard. And obviously, with the dog, the kids would be running as well. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the kids are playing with the dog. Then,
either way, if they were playing with the chalk and scribbling, they were scribbling all over the place, everywhere.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't just, we have a 4-year-old boy, as I said in our short previous footage. We have a 4 years old little one, Caleb. He goes all over the place, and you can't just stop him. You can't contain him in one place. Stay here. That's it. Finish. So kids are kids. They just play. They run. They go everywhere. Especially when they have space. Enough space to run. Like a yard or garden or whatever.
Yeah. So you won't be able to restrict them to one place on the patio. Exactly. Hi again, Slim Hofa. Thank you so much for having patience with me. So the dog situation, dog called chalk. Or kids scribbling with chalk. Either way, it doesn't make sense.
And we don't know for sure what happened and what was the real thing.
Yes. There was one point where there was no chalk scribbling on that patio. There was no piece of chalk. And then a lot of YouTube creators are uploading, videos on YouTube with photos and drone footage and things like that, including Slim Hofa. And I have seen that at one point there was a piece of chalk on that patio. So I am not sure what Trezell is trying to play at when he's saying about chalk in his interview, in his press conference.
Yeah, but when you talk about chalk that is scribbled on the patio was kind of clear, isn't it?
At one point, the patio was
Ah.
clear, and then it wasn't clear anymore. So there was a bit of scribbling there with chalk.
Yeah.
So I don't know, was it staged? Was it not spotted in the first photos? I am not sure. But either way you put it, it still does not make sense because there is no way possible you can keep those kids restricted on the patio only. Even
Yeah.
if they have chalk
Yeah.
to scribble with, or especially if they're playing with Chalk the dog.
Hi, Charles.
Hi, Charles. Thank you so much for joining. Hi. Hi, Exxon. Charles is saying, it looked like they put chalk after the fact. Yes, it's possible. You are right. Yes, yes. It can be. Slim Ho-Fi saying, I don't think the dog's name is Chalk. Well, AV Watchman was saying that he responded to Chalk. It might be that his name is not exactly Chalk, but maybe it's something similar to what the dog reacted to.
The dog reacted to when AV Watchman said chalk, chalk. So the dog just turned his head and looked at him, and that was the reaction.
Yes.
And probably that's why AV Watchman was saying, well, look, the dog just, reacted. So that means his name is chalk.
Charles is asking, are you from Serbia? No, we are from Romania.
Yeah.
Living in the UK.
For about 15 years or so.
Yes.
Something like that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes, this the fact that that software was not working, it completely threw me off.
Well,
because I had a plan.
It's all right. Hi, Selena.
Hi, Selena. Thank you for joining. Hi. Charles is saying I was on active duty in Serbia. All right. Okay.
Well, look, when he called him once, but if that was his name, he would have looked again when Avery kept calling him. It might be true, yeah.
Yes, you can be right. I mean, I like to get all the information out there, and we can discuss obviously about it.
Charles says, but anyway, it baffles me. My mind, what happens to the boys?
Do
Well, nobody knows what happens to the boy. What happened to the boys? Obviously, there are so many ideas and suggestions, and everybody says a thing or another. Nobody knows. Avery Watchman was saying something about the desert there because it's a desert. It's kind of like really big place. There are some kind of small patches of woods here and there, but mainly desert. So I don't know. There are so many industrial places in that area as well, especially in Bakersfield, isn't it?
around Bakersfield, yes. If you take the road from Bakersfield to Cal City, but most of it is deserted, really. But those are perfect hiding places, spots for disposing, of a body. If you think about it. Let's see. Let's have a look at the comments. Charles is saying, but anyway, baffles me my mind. What happened to the boys?
And he can't believe they would just kill them. We don't really think. We think some, suggestion sort of, isn't it? Our idea is just that there is a ring, gang or something, isn't it?
Well,
sort of.
Carry on. Well, I know that the
like
police
a ring, where because the police found some other missing kids around the area.
No, there was a trafficking ring that they've been investigating for more than 2 years, I think.
They arrested many people in that.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, my idea is that if Orrin and Orson are dead, which I really do hope they are not. But if they are, I believe that it was either accidental. I covered this in one of my videos where I said that it is a possibility that they had an accident whilst playing, or perhaps the biological children of Trezell and Jacqueline, they might have done something by mistake whilst playing with them. We know that Orrin and Orson were the youngest of all of them. So the other children were up to 10 years old, as far as I understand. It can be, that's one, option, or there is another option where the children were sold, perhaps. Although I'm not quite sure, because then there is another question which can be raised, like they were the main source of income, right? So why they would, do something to them on purpose and then raise suspicions?
Well, if you look at the footage from where the neighbor's footage actually, where every watchman went to the neighbor and he talked to the neighbor, and the neighbor showed him the footage, the CCTV footage. Obviously, you can clearly see from was it the night when it happened?
Which footage?
You
Which one
said
are you
about
talking about?
19th.
19, that wasn't the night that it happened. Okay, since you brought up the footage, we can talk about the 19 footage then.
Right.
So the 19 footage shows that Trezell and Jacqueline are going in the van. Unfortunately, there is no way I can show you the video now, but I will leave the link in the description below. So the video shows that they are getting into a van, and there are also 4 other people, as in children, getting in the van. But it seems that at one point, Trezell might know that there is a surveillance camera, because he's sort of trying to cover in a way who actually is getting in the van. Yeah, the angle. Yes. That's, I was wondering, is he really aware? Was he aware before it happened that there was surveillance in the area?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But when they go Christmas shopping,
apparently it was either, I'm not quite sure, but it was either Christmas shopping or when they went for the holidays to their grandparents. Now, either way, you think about it, or whatever happened.
Yeah, but I've seen only four kids getting in the van, and then his wife, and then they left.
Yes. So the biggest questions here are, if, regardless, again, like with the choke situation, if the kids, the 4 kids, which were the older ones, went shopping with Trezell and Jacqueline, and the youngest one stayed home, Orrin and Orson, 3 and 4 years old, no one in their right mind would leave toddlers at home, unattended, alone, for a long period of time. So that goes out the window, that possibility. We also have the second possibility, which is that Jacqueline and Trezell took the older children, the 4 other children, to go to their grandparents for holidays, for the Christmas holidays. Again, no matter which way you think about it, you can't take 4 kids on a drive, which is around 1 hour drive, from Cal City to Bakersfield, and leave the youngest 2 home alone.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. No. Well,
no tea, but yes, coffee.
Coffee, yeah. She's a coffee heavy drinker.
I am a coffee heavy drinker. At least coffee only,
So the thing is, what I've noticed in the footage, there were only 4 kids. So apparently, my idea straight away was that there's no way that they had the other 2 in the house. So that means they were already gone way before that. So I said to Kat that, look, there's not 6, there's only 4 getting in the van. That means when they moved from Bakersfield to Car City, that means that was the period when those 2 disappeared. That was my straight idea.
Yes. So, as an answer to your question, Charles Bennett, do you all think they were gone by the before the 21st?
Yes.
Yes, we think they were gone before
Yes.
that. I think that the reason why they decided to move from Bakersfield to Car City was to lose the trail. Something happened to the boys in Bakersfield. That's what I think.
Not only that, but to kind of because they had the social services coming way before that. So each 3 months, I believe, the social services comes to visit.
I think so.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So that means they had the visit way before that, and they were just now ready to move because they can't. It takes some time to update all details in the new borough, as we call it in the UK,
in the new.
in new city,
Yes.
right? So I'm not sure what they did and how they did, but I believe they disappeared uh, way before, you know, just just before they moved to Cal City, and after they moved, obviously it was a thing that Christmas coming, and obviously let's take the kids, the four kids, the two which they were theirs, and the two which were they in foster care or something, because I didn't. I'm not sure now which
Well,
two
according to the chief of police, all the kids were taken into foster care now.
No, I mean
Oh.
they had two of their own.
Yeah, they had two of their own, two foster children,
Yeah.
and Orrin and Orson, who were adopted, who are adopted. Yes.
Right. So the two which were in foster care, they were there. You could see them. Well, I could just make it up as to four children get in the van. Now we don't have a clear view to realize which kids they were,
Yes.
right? But if this Orrin and Orson are not there, so deep in my mind, I'm just saying, well, that means they weren't there when they got in the van. So they went Christmas shopping and then they dropped the kids to their grandparents, isn't it?
No, that's not how it went. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the footage from the 19th. It was either
Yeah.
that they went Christmas shopping or they went to their grandparents
Yeah.
for the holidays. Because you remember when
Yeah.
Jacqueline and Trezell was saying that the other four children, they were at their grandparents.
Yeah.
Can we stop for a second and just go through the comments, because
Yeah, yeah,
there are quite a few comments there, so I want to catch up.
I think I need to go again.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll be back if possible.
So Robert is saying, Kat, there are so many rings of traffickers. People say there is more money in selling kids than drugs. In my opinion, the police busted the other ring to show they are doing something. Robert, yes, you might be right here. Yes. Yes. There are so many rings of traffickers. Yeah, so that can be a possibility. Selena is saying, if you listen to the survivor story from the rings, they say even the dead body of this kids generates money. Really? How are they being sold for organs or? Slim Hofa is saying, crazy how the grandparents' house is down the block from a cemetery. Oh my God, that's quite. Ooh. They could even have buried the kids there in the cemetery. If they live so close to the cemetery, I'm not sure. Is it open? Is it gated? Because if it's open, they would have access to it in the night as well. Hi JD. JD saying, was the dog called Chalk? I hear it might have been, but I think that it was similar to Chalk. So if you would pronounce it, maybe they sound similar. Selena is saying, so nobody's seen the kids, not the neighbors, in their new home. Selena, as far as I'm aware and as far as I understand, there is no one single person, no witness who can say they have seen the kids in the house in Cal City. Then also, according to AV Watchman, he interviewed a neighbor from Bakersfield, and the neighbor was saying that even there, he's never seen the kids, and these kids, all of them, they've never been outside. So it's very, very strange. So since Charles is saying lunch break is over, my friends, to all good night. Thank you so much for joining, Charles. Have a good night. Maybe I'll see you next time in the next video. There was a second footage which I wanted to show you. Obviously, I can't do it now because of my internet connection. I have no idea what happened there. The footage from the 21st. Before I get on with the footage from the 21st, I just want to mention Julie Power, one of my viewers. She was the ones who wanted to hear my opinion on the footage from the neighbor. So thank you so much, Julie, for suggesting that. I'm hoping you'll be able to see the video. Selena is saying they sell their organs, they grind their bones, sell it to food companies to be used as herbs. Their skin is sold to pharma and to some fashion houses. Oh my God, Selena, I wish you haven't wrote that. I don't even want to imagine that's what they do. Oh, we live in a horrible world. We really do. Now, the second footage that I wanted to talk to you about was the one from 21st of December, the day that Orrin and Orson West went missing. So again, I'm really sorry I won't be able to show you the footage. This is not what I planned. I planned in showing you both footages and another photo as well. At the moment, I can't do it, but I'll leave everything in the description below. So the footage from the 21st, again, this came from AV Watchman. And I'm quite sure that you guys have already seen the footage from the 21st. So there is a point where Trezell goes, through the back door in the backyard, and as it seems, he's collecting firewood he's throwing the firewood over the back gate, and he keeps fiddling around there, in the backyard, as if he's trying to make it look like he's doing something. I don't know, but the way that the angle of the footage is from the neighbor, you can clearly see in the backyard, and you can make out the person, as in the height of the person. So you can clearly make out that Trezell is there at the back gate, where apparently the children went missing from. So my point here is, if in the footage you can see Trezell, his full height, his whole body by the back gate, that means that if the children would have been there and they would have disappeared from there, you could make out in the footage the children as well when they went out. Then on the other hand as well, you've got the dog. If it was the dog, that dog wouldn't have been quiet. Not at all. He would just alarm, he would just bark at everything just to alarm someone that something is going on. I had a dog, so I know what they react, and I'm quite sure that you pretty much agree with what I'm saying right now. But I don't think that dog would have been silent. I think that that dog would have followed the kids, either that or alerted someone like Trezell or Jacqueline that the kids are missing. Because if you see that footage from AV Watchman when he's following Trezell and the grandpa, you can see that that dog is trained. He's in a lead. He's not pulling. He's not doing anything really. So he's trained. So it's quite possible that that dog would have done something to stop those kids from disappearing, right? Then we have another point here. If that the only point of exit for the kids would have been the back gate, they would go in the empty plot, which is in the middle of Trezell's house and the neighbor's house, another neighbor's house, right? So there was no way that they could have just vanished. And again, if you look at the footage from the 21st, you can see that the neighbor, which is the opposite house from Trezell's house, he is at one point living with his car. So even if Trezell wouldn't spot the boys as leaving, right, someone else would have, because that neighbor is living with the car, and that was the only way that the boys could have gotten. So from the backyard to the main road, and the neighbor's car would have been coming from here. So someone would have seen those boys if they were missing from there. Then we also have, we can see Trezell in the backyard. He is doing something. He keeps on, bending, like he's collecting something from the ground. Then he gets up. You can see there is a light there, which is, I believe, with motion sensor. So it really activates when you walk in and out. So you can see how many times he's walking in and out of that backyard, which to me, it says that he's probably trying to make it look like he's looking for the kids, or he's doing something there. Then he's going to the front. He's not looking around for the kids. At this point, at the end of the footage, at this point, the kids are missing, right? So he's not looking for Orrin and Orson West around the house, around the area around the house, on the empty plot next to the house. He's going straight in the van, and he goes at a speed which you shouldn't be going, if you are looking for someone. And it's also dark, so you would go slowly, you would drive slowly to make sure that you spot someone if you are looking for a certain someone. So from the get-go, it's very strange indeed. It really is. Robert is saying, I have a friend who puts a shock box on her dog's collar so it doesn't bark. Yes, I understand. Yeah, there are people who do that, but still, you'd still see a dog, wouldn't you? From that footage? Unless, of course, the dog was restricted to a certain area on a lead somewhere. So I also want to talk to you about another YouTube channel, another YouTube creator. She's Noor Jasmine, and that's her channel's name as well, Noor Jasmine. Again, I'm going to leave the link in the description below. Please have a look at it. It turns out that Noor Jasmine and the AV Watchmen, as far as I understand, they have been threatened, right? So Noor Jasmine, she's been to the scene, I think, a few times, and she's been to Bakersfield as well because she's local to that area. And just yesterday, I came across one of her community posts. Now, I'm not 100% certain that it is related to this case, but this is the case that she's been talking about in her latest videos. So I just want to quickly read you her community post. And it says here, a message to my subscribers, I am alive. Sorry if I made anyone worry. The truth is, I'm being threatened by several people on behalf of powerful people who are upset with me. I refuse to let anyone prevent me from exercising my First and Second Amendment rights because I haven't said anything to warrant what is happening behind the scenes. I will take my time with my next video. I'm taking steps to protect myself and my loved ones. I appreciate your patience and support. Sorry if I don't respond, but I have stepped away from checking my notifications and YouTube email for a bit. I just wanted to reassure the people who are worried about me. I am okay. As always, my subscribers prove themselves to be the best support system a girl could ever ask for. I appreciate your words more than you know, and I'm not gonna go away. You're stuck with me. Right, see you soon. So this is Noor Jasmine's latest community post. This is from one day ago she posted this. So it seems that she was threatened. Hi Dorte, hi, thank you so much for joining back in. So it seems that Noor Jasmine was threatened as well. As far as I understand, there were some issues around the AV Watchman's videos as well. It seems that he's been threatened. So this raises another serious question. If indeed the parents were not involved with the children missing, then why would someone feel threatened? By people talking about the case, by people going in the area? I don't think that someone, just because he's annoyed that you keep going back and forth there or from there, would go to such length to threaten someone. It just doesn't make sense, really. So again, I have another question. If there was no foul play, then why the threat? Why the threat? Unless someone feels like people are, getting their noses somewhere that they don't belong, or I don't know. You just don't threaten someone just because you feel threatened. Yeah, we also had snow, but it's melting now, and now we've got only rain, like usually. So, guys, do you think that Orrin and Orson West will ever be found? Robert, they say they don't want people nosing around, whoever they are. Yes, I think you might be right. I think that what they are trying to do is to scare people off now. There are just too many involved in the search for Orrin and Orson. I don't really think that they believed it will get to how it is now with so much media coverage around it. Dorothy saying, I sure hope so, but I don't think they are alive. Dorothy, yes, I do agree with you. I don't think they are alive either, sadly. I'm just a bit, frustrated with the chief of police. Really, he doesn't really want to give out information, does he? I mean, he had another interview a few days ago, and he's not saying much different than what he did previously. Also, as it seems, apparently, Trezell and Jacqueline were asked for a lie detector test, but again, the chief of police is not clarifying if they accepted or if they decline. I think that the action, defines if they are guilty or innocent. So do you think that Orrin and Orson have been sold? Dorothy saying, or maybe it's another Madeleine McCann case. Jacqueline said in the interview that someone had taken the boys. Yes, she did say it was very, very strange, that interview. She said that they were picked up. It's a really odd choice of words to use. And it seems that they are giving so much details and they keep emphasizing on this location. The boys are here. They wouldn't wander off. They were not that kind to wander off, It seems like they are trying to point out only this location, whereas compared to genuine concerned parents, they would want the police to search everywhere. But it seems like they are trying to push the police to search only in a certain area, which again does not make sense. It doesn't. The difference between Madeleine McCann and her parents and Orrin and Orson West and Trezell and Jacqueline West is that the McCanns, in my opinion, they have such a big team behind them helping in this cover-up, whereas Trezell and Jacqueline West, they don't have as much. So that's what I think. Dorothy, yes, I agree with you. Picked up. Like I mentioned in my previous video, when I did my interview analysis, I did say, you say that the kids were picked up either by someone you know, or is it like, you are going and you are picking up the kids from school because they finished the day at school and you pick them up and you take them home, or, something like that. It just doesn't seem right with me. JD is asking, who was the last person to see the boys? Well, according to the interview, Trezell and Jacqueline's interview, wasn't it Trezell that was the last one to see the boys? Apart from the family members. Well, honestly, I have tried to find that information, but there is no reliable witness who can say for certainty that they've seen the boys. Not in Cal City, not in Bakersfield. So unfortunately, at this point, we don't know. That's the most frustrating thing, because I think that the police, they know much more than they say, but they are not releasing any information. Even the chief of police in his last interview just went around in circles. So basically, you listen to that interview and you are left with nothing that you didn't know already. Selena is asking how. It means they died way before. Well, Selena, A.B. Watchman, he interviewed the neighbor from Bakersfield, and he said he's never seen those kids. He's never seen those 6 kids, the 6 kids. They were never outside. Robert is saying the McCann case has to do with elite pedo ring or medical experiment, as there would be no reason for the UK government to get so involved. I agree. And I think that, to me at least, it makes more sense that it has to do with a medical experiment rather than a pedo ring. You know why I'm saying it? Let us believe the, how can I say, out of the two, which is the worst, right? Is it the pedo ring or is it the medical experiment? Which is the worst? Think about it. Which is the worst for the public to know, right? The pedo ring, we already have pedo rings, right? So yeah, the public is already used to knowing about pedo rings. But think about something else. If it's a medical experiment, right? How would the public react? So in a way, let the people think of the lesser worse, if it makes any sense, rather than the worst thing. Selena is saying McCanns are related with medical experiment. I believe they are, yes. Ria is saying, I'm hoping the boys are alive. I do not know what happened, but it seems from what I have read and studied that this was a cash cow for some of the West, and so a scam the kids are in. The kids are not the main focus. Yes, yes, it makes sense what you're saying, Ria. I am honestly, I'm also hoping that the boys are alive. Selena is saying the amount of doctors staying in the hotel, Jay's brother working for a pharma company, getting funds from the same pharma. Oh, there are so many things, Selena. Oh my God, it's unbelievable, really. There are so many things which you can connect together. You just need to find that, that point right there, and then everything else follows. Yes, Robert. Yes, exactly. The lesser evil. I was missing the words. Yes. Thank you. Yes. The lesser evil. JD saying Kathy Madeline case was the DNA of hers found in the apartment. Allegedly there was, but again we can't be sure because whatever comparison sample Jerry brought from the UK back to Portugal, we don't know if it was Madeline's. And then again the results were overturned, saying that they were inconclusive. So again, I think at this point there was something else going on there. The truth is, in Madeleine McCann case, I don't think we'll ever know what exactly happened, and I don't think we'll ever find Madeleine. If I'm honest, I don't think so. Robert is saying all governments do nefarious experiments. That's very true. That's very true. It is, and obviously they are secret. We the public, we can't know about them. In Madeleine McCann's case, didn't Theresa May say that if the public would know, they would be rioting on the streets? So I don't really think that she meant something like a pedo ring, because we already know about pedo rings in government and all sorts of things. Allegedly, don't sue me. Selena is saying they might be taken somewhere to be sold or to be used for something else in the future. That can be a possibility as well. It can be a possibility. As a science fiction as it might sound, I did cover this in my Madeleine McCann's videos. It can be a case of human cloning, which is not illegal in a sense, but it's unethical. But that does not mean that it's not being done. JD is asking, why would Jerry need DNA from UK if Madeline was in Portugal? Exactly. Why? How come there was no DNA of Madeline in apartment 5A? How come? It's impossible. They stayed there for, 5 days or so? There must have been a piece of DNA somewhere. I mean, they were in that apartment. Even if, let's say, that the story is true that the toddlers used each other's toothbrushes and things like that, still you have sheets, you have pillowcases, you have blankets, you have, I don't know, so many things everywhere, because kids at that age, they touch everything, especially in a new place. I can say that with certainty because I just moved in this house, and my 4-year-old is touching just about everything because he doesn't know it, he hasn't seen it before, so he just wants to touch everything. So it's impossible. Selena is saying maybe she doesn't really exist, if you know what I mean. She might be as a result of eugenics. I am thinking about that option as well, yes. And I have content made for Madeline McCann videos. I think that it's possible this week I'll be publishing one video. Dorothy saying Madeline had stayed in the apartment for 5 days but didn't leave any DNA there, which again, it's very, very strange. I find it impossible that she didn't. Which suggests to me that it was cleaned. It was either cleaned, she has never been there, or I don't know, whatever Jerry needed to take the DNA for, I have no idea. Unless he brought the DNA from a different person, I have no idea. Selena is saying because they forensically cleaned the apartment. Yes, I agree with that. It is impossible not to leave any fingerprints, any DNA, any hair strand, blood stains, saliva. Exactly, yes. I think a lot of people know this. It's quite obvious if you think about it. The only thing is that the McCanns and their team and whoever is covering this whole circus thing, they think we are so stupid and so manipulative that we believe everything. Jade is asking, have you seen Peter had body language on the McCanns? Yeah, I think I have seen it, yes. Have you seen Peter Hyatt's analysis on Trezell and Jacqueline West's interview? So my husband had to step away because Caleb woke up and he is upstairs with Caleb, so he doesn't disturb me. That's why I was mentioning earlier, I'm sorry that I'm not giving you enough notice when I'm going live, but unfortunately, like I said, Caleb is unpredictable, and sometimes it can be that I'm going to say, okay, at this time I will go live, but then something happens and I can't do that, so I would rather not say in advance. So, JD, you've seen Peter Hyatt's analysis on Trezell and Jacqueline. What do you think of his analysis? I've done mine as well before I've seen his. Yeah, it's saying DNA was conclusive and then 1 week later inconclusive. Guess the DNA clinic had a visit from a representative of the UK government to shut that down. Selena is saying, I have watched Peter, but I don't really watch other YouTubers doing videos on Medi because most don't talk on the facts. So, Ria, yes, that was a very, very strange thing what happened there. So, I think that something was done on purpose to alter those results. JD saying, I agree with most guilty parents. I have watched Peter Hyatt's analysis after I did my video on my own analysis of the interview. The only thing which I can't, I didn't think it was so obvious from the interview was the fact that he did say, he did mention something about child neglect. Abuse, sorry, not neglect. Selena is saying, please, the father. Yes. So I believe that in Madeleine McCann's case, when I think it was Control Risks Group who were dealing with the investigation, the private investigation, and they were also lobbying for the forensic Birmingham Forensic Lab. They were lobbying in the US. Apparently, this forensic lab was supposed to be sold to someone in US. So I believe that somewhere there something happened. It's possible that Control Risks Group did say to whoever was, in charge of the forensic lab, look, if you make it inconclusive, then obviously, you'll get a better price. I have no idea, but I know that they were involved in both at the same time, and they could not be unbiased. So, yeah. Selena is saying the lab that has done the tests in the UK was done by the people connected to the McCanns. Yes. Robert, back to the boys. I'm so glad people are talking and putting a spotlight on child trafficking. I think we have too many corrupt people involved in all levels of government. Robert, I agree with you. I do think we have too many corrupt people. There's a thing which I was thinking about in Orrin and Orson case. The bio mom, she lost the boys, right? And allegedly, she did have a medical note for using medical marijuana, but they put her on drugs. They said that that's why she lost the boys, because they found drugs in her system. She took a note from the doctor saying that indeed she is using the medical marijuana, and the judge did not take that into account, and he was very quick to take those boys and put them quickly for fostering and adoption. So here's a thought of mine. What if that judge, in some way or another, was connected with a trafficking ring? And he was, well, allegedly, this is just simply my opinion. Again, don't sue me. What if he was the one who supplied kids for the trafficking ring? Robert, yes, and social services as well. Yes, yes. So the judge, social services, the adoptive parents. And it's also quite possible that, as far as I understand, Orrin and Orson, they were already adopted. Then they also have the other two children who are foster children. So what if, it's possible that Orrin and Orson were the first boys that they tried to see if this thing would work, and then they fostered the other children, the other two children, and probably they are thinking to do the same thing with them as well. Obviously, I don't think they would do the same thing with their biological children, but it seems to me that to them, they don't see those foster children and the adopted children as human beings. So yes, I think that those children are really vulnerable. Maria is saying, I do not trust the UK government or any of their agencies at all. I agree with you. Selena is saying, I can't say he is, but loads of police, judges, lawyers, doctors, social services without borders, UNICEF, Greenpeace are all allegedly connected to this ring. Hi, Christine, and welcome. Christine is saying, police need to place a warrant at Wanda West's house in Bakersfield and will find more answers. You see, the problem with the police is that they are not updating with anything. One simple question and one simple thing I want to know. Did Trezell and Jacqueline give a lie detector test? I know it's not admissible in court, but it still talks about their actions. Because clearly you can say, did they pass the lie detector test? Did they fail? If they passed, okay, they are not involved. If they failed, well, obviously they are responsible and things like that. But we need to find out. I mean, it's very strange that the police is not saying anything. Dorothy saying, I think it was only a way of getting money to them. Yes, I do agree. I do agree. OG? OG passed the tests. All right. And he was guilty. Ria is saying they had the boys in 2018 and then decided to adopt them. The two eldest boys were sent back to the state for bad behavior. And so they should have 4 children now, but only have their own. Oh, I didn't know that they sent the eldest ones back to the state. I thought that they were taken back by social services after what happened with Orrin and Orson. But wasn't Kim Kardashian's dad a footballer? I thought he was a footballer. Or rugby player. I can't remember. Yes, but talking about the lie detector tests, I don't think that both of them would manage to trick it somehow. Dorothy saying, I don't trust the Car City police chief as well. Yes, I don't trust him either. Yeah. Hi, Missy. They had 6. So all the boys were taken back for bad behavior, but they got more kids, which is back to 6. All right. Okay. Okay. You see, I'm in the UK, and for me, it's very difficult to find all this sort of informations. How are you, Missy? And then there is also another thing. What do you guys think of the grandparents? All right, Dort. Yes, okay. Robert, okay. I think that the adoptive grandparents know something as well. Christine Marie saying grandparents know more, but they are protecting their kids like anyone would. Of course, I agree with that, yes. Ria is saying, yes, they were sneaking out and up to all sorts according to the West. There is an interview with the boy and his mom online about the two older boys. He does not count foster children. SS for social services. I haven't heard of that, if I'm honest. So if they were one of them worked in social services, that can be a connection as to how come Trezell and Jacqueline West got the children. Because a lot of people have been questioning how come they were, chosen as fit parents to adopt because of their income and so many other things. Selena is saying these people are not rich. They already have bio kids. Why did the government allow them to adopt more? Jacqueline's mom had some kind of connection, right? So let's say, for example, if they are involved in a child trafficking ring, right? That would mean that all these people would be involved, including the grandparents or the mom, where she had some kind of a connection. I also heard, I'm not sure if I'm mistaken or not, Trezell's brother, he was in the army at one point. I'm not sure if I'm correct. As I said, I can't really verify a lot of things. Ria is saying Jacqueline's sister had adopted children and her mom now takes care of them. Right. So why is the mom taking care of them and not her sister? Selena is saying, yeah, think about the cases that doesn't even come out. It's very true, Selena, and I think that they did not expect this case to be so much in the media, in the newspaper, all over YouTube, really, all over Facebook, social media, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I don't think that they expected this to get as big as it did. Trezell was in the service, not sure about the brother, right? Robert is saying, Selena, there are so many kids and not enough people willing to adopt them. True, I agree with that. It's such a shame, really. But it's also not that they don't want to adopt them. I think that it's also quite hard to adopt them. I mean, I know that here in the UK it's very difficult to adopt a child. They look at your income, they look at where you live, if it's your property or not, so many other things. Missy is saying, I'm thinking chalk, it sounds like walk. Well, yeah, it does sound a bit, yeah, they are similar. So what are you thinking about? Dorothy saying, I would gladly adopt. In Denmark, it takes years to get approved and it's very expensive. Dort, I think it's exactly the same in the UK as well. I think in most places it's the same. That's why so many people are deciding to adopt from, I don't know, Russia, Eastern Europe in general, because the process is much easier. Selena is saying, then they need to bring out laws like in China, no more than 2 kids, and but these days girls for pregnant just to get social housing. Selena, I do agree with you. I mean, I know that there are some girls who get pregnant without them wanting to, if you get what I mean, the circumstances. But also there are those who get pregnant on purpose just to get the social housing. It's very difficult though to control. Ria is saying, I think it is a scam that is very complex in a financial sense, and I'm hoping that it's all it is and the boys are safe. He suggested one of the dogs is called Chalk. Yes, Ria, I was talking about the Chalk name a bit earlier. I also had another live with which I had to end because the internet connection was playing up. Now, AV Watchman, he's got a video on his YouTube channel. He found Trezell West with his grandpa walking a dog. And as it seems from the video, AV Watchman, he was calling the dog Chalk, and the dog reacted. So the dog turned around to AV Watchman when he called him Choke. So there is a, there is a theory that it's a possible Trezell meant that the boys were playing with Chalk, the dog, as I mentioned previously in this same live. Although, let's say, even if you have the chalk situation, chalk the dog, and then you have the chalk, scribble in chalk situation, it still does not make sense whatsoever, because chalk the dog, if the kids would be playing with chalk, the dog, he wouldn't stay in one place, the dog, right? He would just run around everywhere in the backyard. Same with the chalk situation, the scribbling chalk. If kids would be playing with chalk in the backyard, they would not stay in the patio. They would not be restricted to the patio. They would just be scribbling every single inch of that fence and the whole, the whole house, the whole building, because I know that there is a shed as well. They would just scribble everywhere, really. They are just 3 and 4 years old. Toddlers, babies, kids, they love to scribble everywhere. Robert is saying people want infants, not toddlers. Selena is saying if you cannot afford to look after, you cannot provide while being alive to this world. Ria is saying I have always had dogs, and it is certain words that dogs associate with, and it is the sound more than the name. Right. I did have a dog as well, but when I was very young, like, I don't know, 12, 10, 12. Yeah, I do know that dogs react to certain words, but obviously there was something with that dog that he reacted to what AV Watchman was saying. He said, AV Watchman said choke. So he reacted to something. JD is saying follow the money like McCann's and you find the answer. I agree. Even with the McCanns, I'm trying to follow the money here, but it leads me in all sorts of directions. And sometimes I'm just like circling, moving around in circles and getting nowhere. Although I did get to my, I have two possibilities in my mind with the McCann case. In Orrin and Orson's case, it's much more difficult, at least for me. I do not find as much info as I would like to. And it's quite difficult to try and, follow the money. Mrs. Angria, I agree. Christine is saying if you Google chalk, it's actually a street gang slang for drugs. Really? Oh, I did not know that. So do you think that that's the reason why the dog reacted to chalk? Something related with drugs? I've also heard something on YouTube now. I don't know. I've just heard it. So please tell me if I'm wrong with this. Was Trezell part of a gang? I don't know. Someone was mentioning that he wore face mask, which was very similar to, he had some symbols which belonged to a gang. I have no idea, honestly. And do you guys know why did the police dig up the backyard the way they did? Like, holes rather than shoveling? Maybe I saying Hidiba is the sound and it sounds like walk. So if I say to my dogs, do you want to laugh? They think it's bath and run. I have one that does that now. Right. So what's your take on it, Ria, about the dog? Christine is saying there's gangs out there. Bakersfield is pretty bad. I would walk after dark. Would you walk or you wouldn't? You wouldn't. I've also heard that Bakersfield is really bad. I mean, obviously, I'm not in America, in the US right now, but it's only from watching YouTube videos and, trying to research. Ria Stewart is saying for the cadaver dogs, the holes. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Right. So you see, the chief of police in his first interview, he said that the search dogs, they could make out the scent of Orrin and Orson in the house, but not outside in the backyard or anywhere else around the house. And then in his latest interview, he said that the search dogs didn't pick up any scent. So that's weird as well. It does sound same as walk, choke, walk. Yeah, you're right. Yes, it does. So it seems that my husband will not be returning to this live session. Chalk is coke in London slang, right? I didn't know that either. We are saying I think they are a well dodgy family and cannot believe they passed for adoption, more so with them being unstable financially and only renting at that time. Adopting in the UK is very hard. It is very hard in the UK, yes, adopting. I believe so. And I also believe that they are a dodgy family, and I'm very surprised they could adopt, unless, of course, they were part of, of something else and they were the ones who needed to be the adoptive parents or foster parents for something else, like, say, the middleman. Do you also think that there is any possibility that they have no idea what happened with the boys and they were just like, I don't know, wrong place, wrong time sort of situation? Yes, social services is not always clean. It's very true. Yes, yes, I agree. Christine Marie says they know. Robert is saying could be cat. Well, I'm not so sure. I was just putting the this out there. In my honest opinion, I think they know exactly what happened. But I still go by that idea that they did not expect this to get as big as it did. They probably just thought, in my honest opinion, I think that they thought because Orrin and Orson are black, there won't be much coverage on this, and it will just be forgotten, you know. So they thought that maybe, okay, we'll do this and it doesn't matter because no one is going to pay too much attention to these children. It's very sad. I know it is very sad, but unfortunately, these things happen. If you look at some other cases of mine, I can tell by the amount of interest I'm getting in a video. I have done two cases of two children, which barely anyone looked at. Nancy Grace even covered it. She covered the. Do you mean that she covered the Madeleine McCann case? The, I mean, reporting on the Madeleine McCann case. George Bass is saying they went to the grandmother. Oh, Orrin and Orson case, right. I will have a look at that as well. Robert is saying, yes, I agree. One black toddler may be swept under the rug, but two got attention. I'm not sure if that's exactly the case because they were two. I'm trying to figure out what exactly drew that level of attention. And it might be that it's just Apart from the fact that there was not only one but two, I believe that it might be the neighborhood as well. That area, the neighbors around in Car City, the most immediate neighbors. You could see all those people there around their house, the neighbors, the closest neighbors. They were all, very worried about the kids, and they wanted to find out what happened with the kids. And I think that most of them, since the beginning, they just didn't buy the whole story. JD saying they dig garden like John Bennett Ramsey case. The information in UK is hard to come by, cat, and I actually live in Leicester near Rotley where Madeline was born. If you need any help, message me. JD, if you can leave me a comment, even if it's in this video, a comment, not on the live chat, separately. Maybe you can leave me your email address, or I can leave my email address and you can send me an email just so I can save you somehow so I don't forget. Yeah, is saying the guy opposite his security camera would have picked up so much more, so the boys were never Cal City. I am hoping it is a financial scam and they hope to make big money and then be reunited. At one point, I even believed that perhaps the biological mother reached an agreement with Trezell and Jacqueline West, because we know that she wanted the boys back, and maybe they reached an agreement, in my opinion, that they could keep getting the money for the kids as long as she has the kids. And I was even thinking that maybe she will be the one who will come forward and she will say that she found the kids, although it seems a bit unlikely now. Yes, Ria, I agree with the camera, the footage. Yeah, the closest neighbor. Yeah, just the one opposite them. I mean, he already picked up so much in those footages. You can even see in the garden that you can make out in the backyard. You can make out when Trezell is going through that back gate. You can see his full height, head to toe, which means that if the boys would have gone in the same direction through the back gate, that camera would have spotted the kids as well, but they were not seen. Christine is saying, so what did these adoptive parents do if they didn't work? I found on Google that he played the PS4 and his gaming tag is. Well, as far as I'm aware, Trezell, he used to make beats and he used to sell them. And according to the realtor who they managed to buy the house with, the one in Cal City, he makes around $10,000 per year selling his beats. And she does not have any other income apart from the money that she receives for fostering and adopting. So that's their whole income. JD, thank you so much. If you can leave it there, and I'll send you an email. So you have my email as well. Selena is saying, if the kids have rare blood type, for example, that is also a reason for child stealing trafficking. Yes, that can be a reason as well, yes. Ria is saying, I will not discount the biomom. It is hard with them having 6 and the mother of Jacqueline West having 3, and they may be swapping them around. It is hard with them. Yes, I agree. It is. It's you know what? I have a 4-year-old and an 11-year-old, a boy who is 4 and a girl who is 11. My 4-year-old is going through his terrible twos, and he's already 4, so he still hasn't gone past that. Then I also have, on the other hand, my 11-year-old. He's going through her preteen moods and stuff like that. So I'm sort of on on both extremes here from both sides. And sometimes it's very hard for me, and I only have 2 children. Imagine 6. I think that would drive me insane. Yes, we can't disregard the bio mom either, if I'm honest with you, because you don't know, she might have had enough, with the lockdown, with the COVID situation, everybody inside. Maybe something happened and she snapped. I mean, I don't know. There are so many possible scenarios. It's really very difficult to pinpoint. And we are not hearing from the police, so we can't really connect things. Selena is saying, I heard from the survivor story, so only speaking of what I heard, that their parents gave birth just to give their kids to certain cults and gangs. My God, I don't even want to, you know, think that these things exist, but obviously they do. It's such a shame, really. We live in an evil world. Christine Marie, I see an arrest between now and 2 weeks. I am really hoping, but more so, I'm hoping that these boys will be found safe. Ria is saying mainly boys, and so a scam works better if they are same gender and similar ethnic backgrounds. It is just speculation. I think the Bloods and the Crips are the two main gangs in that area. Selena is saying it is. Why doesn't police get a permit and search the house, grandma's house, dig the garden? Oh well, we know that the police searched the house in Car City. I'm not sure about the grandma's house. I don't think they have searched that house. Again, they are not releasing a lot of info, but again, no one is saying that they've spotted the police searching the grandma's house. But hold on, didn't they have a search warrant for the grandma's house? I think AV Watchman was covering that. Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was the grandma's house. The police was there just the other day. Is the grandma's house the one with blue shutters on the windows and blue door in Bakersfield? Ria is saying they should search all family houses and close friends or gang members. I agree. Maybe when they exposed this trafficking ring in Bakersfield, it was just the beginning. Maybe that was their way of showing that they're onto something. It might also be possible that someone at some point will spill the beans. Christine is saying police was at grandma's house because someone called because Avi was protesting outside, no search warrant. Right, yes, yes. That's why Avi was saying that he's just on the sidewalk and he's not making any noise. I thought that they had the search warrant for the house. That would have been, a good idea. Me, I am going through every single day on YouTube and on Google and on Duck Go for some latest updates, latest news on Orrin and Orson. I keep thinking that one of these days I'm going to read an article saying they have been found safe and sound. I'm hoping, honestly. I just don't want to imagine the worst case scenario. We are saying it seems a very close and community spirited area where the grandparents live, and yes, some may be into drug or stealing cars, but the code of conduct among criminals is no children. So let's hope. Yes, yes, I know that about yeah, the code of conduct about among criminals. But then, if there was a trafficking ring there, you know, I'm hoping that's the case, and it was the code of conduct, and they didn't touch the boys. I am really hoping. It's very hard though. You keep on waiting and waiting, and you don't hear anything. There's no update. There's no nothing, and it's so strange. Hi, Hussein. What do you mean? What happened? We are talking about Orrin and Orson West, the missing children from Cal City. JD is saying if it is drug related, you think they took the boys for ransom and the deal went wrong and the boys were murdered? That's a possibility as well. We know that the drug dealers they do that. They can do that. Thank you. Was it that the deal went wrong, or it's possible that they didn't have to pay? They couldn't pay what they were asking for ransom, and they just disposed of them. So since I have everyone here still, is there any other case you'd like me to cover or look in more detail into? I can, take some notes from you and look into cases you suggest. Ria is saying the ring may be there, but if it is out, then the community will react in the way of they will be safer if the police get to them first. It is, yes, I agree. I agree with that. Yes, I do. Hussein, not an advocate as such, but I do like to raise awareness. Hi, Julie. Hi. I was waiting for you. I was wondering if you would join or not. You know what happened? I had my software all set up and everything, and I had the footage ready, two footages from AV Watchmen, one from the 19th of December and the second one from the 21st, and I was going to go through those with you guys. Unfortunately, my internet connection is not holding. So I can't really show you any video, any footage on live. For some reason, I have no idea how I can, resolve the situation. If there is anyone who can help me in any way with a software, a streaming software, which is easy to use or something, I don't know. Robert, hi, hi, hi. So let's see what Julie is saying. So strange that the parents are not screaming from the rooftops, please return my boys. Is this something that is not usually done in the USA? You know what, Julie? I think that when you have a missing child, whichever part of the world you are in, you will still scream from the rooftops, honestly, because your child is missing. It doesn't matter if you're in America, if you're in Russia, if you're wherever in this world. I think that the reaction is more or less the same. Robert, OBS, no, I can't do that. It's very complicated. I know it's free of charge, but I can't get it to work. I'm trying to show some videos and photos at the same time in live, and I can't. I don't know how to work on that. Ooh. I have tried one which is like browser based. It's called Be Live, and that's where I lost the connection. Yeah. StreamYard. Okay, I'll have a look at that. StreamYard, let's see. This will be for the next time. You see, I managed somehow to figure out OBS, but it turns out that I can't, show a video as well. I can't scroll down if I want to show an article. I don't know what's happening. JD is saying, when your next video of Madeline coming out, Kat, and keep up the great work. Been watching you from day one. And where's the coffee cup? Lol. I don't have, it's here. Look, it's empty. I just have a bit of coffee left. I have a huge Sports Direct, like this cup, huge cup. My coffee. Yes, look, see? I have to make another one soon. So, JD, about the Madeleine McCann video, I am really, really hoping I'll be able to publish that video this week, one of these days. I already have the content ready. I already recorded the video. All that's left to do for me is to edit. So I'm really hoping in a couple of days it will be out. Robert is saying, I used to have a huge Sports Direct mug. Yes, that's where I drink my coffee from. Like a liter of coffee. Oh, 2 liters. Forgot it in London when I moved. I still have mine, Robert, so I guess I'm luckier. Maybe you can place an order with Sports Direct and get another one. Selena, I lost the connection now. Back on missed things. You lost the connection as well. What internet provider do you have? I have TalkTalk, the only one in this area, which is rubbish, if you ask me. So my honest review of TalkTalk, don't get it. Ria is saying, I do not agree with the changing of adopted children's first names unless for safety should be when the child is able to make an informed choice of the first names. I completely agree with you, Ria. I do not see the point of those name changes. Honestly, those kids, they were born with those names, and obviously they got used to those names. So why would you change them? I don't understand. It's like he was trying to show they are my property. I can do whatever I want with them because they are mine. Robert is saying, I have got TalkTalk and it's good. Well, you're lucky then because I have TalkTalk and it's rubbish. Even the TV box is so slow. Oh my God. Selena is saying mine is TalkTalk as well. You know what happens with my TalkTalk? For example, on my phone, now it's connected to TalkTalk, and then the next minute it just connects to my mobile data. Just the signal is just going. It's not good at all where I am. Selena is saying, but I have Virgin. I hate Virgin. The other options are BT and Sky. BT is so expensive. You know what, Selena? Virgin is the only one which really, really worked nicely for me. I mean, I am using the internet a lot, so I really do need a really good internet connection. And I'm using the internet to upload videos, edit videos, download videos. So there are so many things. And the Virgin Media was the only one which was working really well. Serena, I had problems with Sky. Christine is saying, in US, they say adoptive parents change names, so it's harder for bio parents to find them in schools. Yes, I get that, and it's understandable. But then, on the other hand, I don't know what kind of an agreement they had with the biological mother, because as it seems, she was able to visit them, right? So, again, I don't see the point of the name changes. Well, Robert, iPhones. I don't like iPhones. I think they are too overrated. Selena is saying they generally have closed adoption, I believe, where the records are sealed. Generally, but I don't think that was the case with Orrin and Orson. If we look at the biological mom interview, she did say that she visited the boys and she got Christmas presents ready for them. And that's when Trezell and Jacqueline refused. Ria is saying he's a control freak and no child should be treated like they are to be simply ordered around. They are both so not right for adopting. It must be fraud in the admin. I agree. And I think he's very possessive. And I think that he was treating those kids as like objects, not like humans, really. And the way he talked in the interview, it was just both of them, really, but mostly him. Didn't she say in her interview that she visited the kids before they moved from Bakersfield? JD, I have Virgin Media and it's never been a problem. Yes, I had Virgin Media before I moved to this house, and Virgin Media does not have any coverage where I moved, so I can't. I can't have Virgin Media here. Selena, I say maybe he did something when he was angry, lost control. Yeah, I get one child, but two children? Christine Marie is saying no, they moved from Bakersfield to California City in September 2020. Yes, I know they did in September. Yeah. Ria is saying he's downright scary, and that is what I'm concerned about. I can imagine both of them losing their tempers to the extreme. It can be possible. I mean, if you look at Gabriel Fernandez, for example, the mom's boyfriend abused him and the mom joined the boyfriend. So it's horrendous what some people can do. Oh, Christina, well, I was under the impression that it was a bit, it was recent when she spoke in the interview. That's what I got from that. Serena is saying the other one witnessed something and they silence him. Who knows at this point? That can be a possibility as well. It really, I mean, if you think about it, the boys, they are only 3 and 4 years old. I mean, it's very hard to think that he can, even if he would see something, one of them would see something, that they would actually understand what is going on and say it to someone else. I mean, you do, my 4-year-old, he does say, okay, he hit me or she hit me, but then if I ask him, did you hit him, he says yes. And if I ask him, did he hit you, he says yes. And if I ask him, did you hit yourself, he says yes. So basically I'm asking three different questions to which he replies the same answer, so it's not very reliable. JD is saying police confirmed that mother was packing Christmas gifts. You mean the bio mom? Selena is saying, or they use these kids as drug carriers and drugs blew up inside them and they got rid of the bodies. I have no idea. Ria is saying, it is so heartbreaking to know how children are treated in some societies, including the UK and the USA. Yes, I agree. I think everywhere in the world, really. But honestly, before I started this YouTube channel and before I started talking about these cases, I was never not aware, but I was not. I didn't have as much information as I do now, and I am surprised each time when I read something or I watch something. Each time it surprises me and it upsets me really, really bad. Because although you do know that these things exist, until you actually get involved and into research and all these kind of things, that's when you realize how badly it affects you. They have the key to forever youth. Well, I think that people from beginning of time, they were looking for the key to forever youth. I think it's just human nature. You are never happy with yourself. You always want to improve. Like if you have straight hair, you want curly hair. If you have curly hair, you want straight hair. Ria, yes, exactly, exactly. Although I love, watching true crime videos and even watching CSI and NCIS and the FBI investigation series on Netflix and so on. When you get to a real case and you look deep into it, it can affect you really badly. I talked about Gabriel Fernandez, that really, really stuck with me. I tried talking about Chris Watts. To this day, I can't properly talk about this case because I just can't. Then there were so many others. Yeah. And sometimes I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just not going to talk about children cases anymore because it affects me really badly. But on the other hand, I'm thinking they do deserve to be talked about. In this awareness, people need to find out what happened. We need to raise awareness to everything that failed these children, like social services, people in general, because if you look at Gabriel Fernandez, for example, so many people failed him. His death could have been prevented, but no one did anything to help him. And that's why I want to talk about it, even if it is painful. But my pain is nothing compared to his pain, for example. So, yeah. Selena is saying, once you see, you can never unsee. Exactly, that's very true. You can never know. I can never know. Christine is saying, Trezell and Jacqueline wanted to be Kanye and Kim West. Oh, for God's sake. Would they ever be? We are saying, I agree. I've seen images and read the most unbelievable types and ways of abuse. Have you seen Gabriel Fernandez photos? Only seeing the list of tools they use to torture him is unbelievable. You can use that on a boy, on a young boy, on anyone really. Missy saying yes, baby P. Oh no. Oh yes. That's unbelievable. I read about him. 50 injuries over 8 months. How can you give 50 injuries to a 70-month-old baby? I don't know. Ria, I'm not sure how long ago. What do you mean? I think I might have missed a few comments on here. Let's see. The police, JD is saying, Kat, are you covering solved or unsolved cases only? Solved and unsolved, any. If you have any suggestion or if you have anything that you want me to cover specifically, just let me know and I'll put it on my list. Christine Marie is saying the police just called Crenshaw Incorporated back regarding the fire in the backyard at 1109 Potomac. Is that in Cal City? 1109. Bakersfield. What happened there? I'm trying to find info. I'm not getting anything. For God's sake. No. Kern County Fire Department. Let's see this one. Bakersfield. Yeah, I found out. Yeah, the Kern County Fire Department is not loading for me. Current incidents. You know what? I can't access this website to have a look at it. AV covered it. Okay. I'll have a look on his channel. Selena is saying there are loads of things that I want to say, but again, I don't want to say for my own safety, of course. Use VPN. Yes, I have, I'm actually using the Tor browser, but unfortunately, it's very, very slow with this internet connection. That's why I'm so frustrating at the connection. But usually I do use it, but if I go on Tor now, I might not have connection for this live, so I can only have a look after. So Christine is saying there was a fire in the backyard in September 2020, and it was out of control. That fire department was called. Selena is saying Tor is slow. Ria is saying every really bad family I have ever known from being a child are always having fires, and not for the reason suggested in this case. They just have random fires. So strange. Yeah, but in one way, the fire from September 2020. It sort of matches with the time they moved from Bakersfield to Cal City. Okay, guys, I think I have reached the end of this live session. Like I said, if there is any case in particular that you want me to cover, to talk about, just let me know in the comments below, or you can also send me an email. If you go on the About section on my channel, you can see my email address on there. Send me an email, send me a comment, whatever you want. I will definitely have a look into it. Julie Power is saying Benny, the one missing in 1989. Always felt sorry for his mother who never got any answers. Right, okay, Ben Needham, yes, I've read about him. I will have a look into that case as well. Hey, I was going to end this live.
All right.
Yes. So how is Caleb? Is he all right?
I just left him with my phone to watch YouTube. So Thomas the Tank. Sorry.
Thomas the Tank.
Yeah. Thomas the Tank. He's loving it.
Christine, thank you so much for subscribing.
Hello, everybody.
Again. I'm almost ready to end this. It's been like
asleep with him there. So.
It's been like 2 hours now.
Yeah. Right.
JD, I will have a look at the chat replay and I will make a note of that email.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Go on.
Christine Marie is saying Maya May Millet, 39, was last in January the 7th in San Diego, Chula Vista area. They didn't get a search warrant until 2-3 weeks later. Her husband said they argued the night before. So from the get-go, I'm thinking it might be the husband. But anyway, I'll make a note of this as well. Maya May Millet. Let's see. And like I said, you have my email address as well. So please, if there's any case you want me to talk about or cover or any conspiracy, which I can do with my husband as well, because he's into conspiracies as well. So yes, I would be more than happy to look into them.
Yeah. I'm doing conspiracies and stuff like that. So I'm pretty much interested in such, sort of stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Lisa is saying, you've been on for a while. Yeah. Have I missed any good gossip? There was a lot of gossip, and also the internet connection, which was really bad. So yeah, so many things. I have been on for quite some time. Yeah, 2 hours almost it is. The gentleman, his name is Angelo, and he is my husband. So he joined me today for this.
I'm not British. I'm Romanian, but we live in this country for quite a long time now. So the kids are, well, our daughter was conceived here in the UK.
Okay, you don't need to give all those details, conceived and stuff. Just say she was born in Italy.
Born in Italy, yeah. The little one, Caleb, is born here in the UK. And to be honest, he's the only one who's got British citizenship here.
And British accent.
And British accent, yeah.
Yes.
We don't, because we are multilingual. So we speak almost all the Latino languages.
Because they're so similar, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously English. I do have a bit of Russian thing. I've done, I've been taught to, Russian in school.
Yes, Lisa, you're not so far. Yeah. No.
So it's a bit of a, nowadays kids they're not bothered to learn a different language. If they know English, that's enough for them, so it's fine. Fair enough. But it's good to know a different language as well. I mean, to have an idea at least. So yeah.
I think it can be helpful to know more than one
Oh
language,
yeah,
really.
yeah.
You never
I
know
mean,
where you will end up.
some old people who are just gone in Spain. They bought some houses there, moving there because they like the weather, people, and food and stuff like that. And they've learned Spanish. Um, so why not? You should in Turkey understand both Scottish.
No, I'm
Uh,
sorry. I cannot understand Scottish. I'm sorry. the
it's not about
the accent, I mean.
yeah, but you still understand it because obviously it's still English, but with the Scottish accent. It's not difficult. Come on.
I can't. No, I'm sorry. It's just I don't know. Well, I do have to like
Yeah.
stare at the person talking, and then maybe I can sort of, figure out. But sorry.
The I mean, we've done the English American in schools. When we came here, uh, we, I mean, at least myself, I got to work in different places at the beginning, and I came to meet so many different people, Irish, Scottish, Jamaican, all sorts, and I got to accommodate myself and attach myself into this society, sort of like learn the British, you know, English, and I'm all right. But my wife here, she kind of struggled at the beginning, as she said. She was like, "Oh my God, what? Oh."
Can we catch up on the comments for a second, please?
Mhm.
Thank you. Where was I? Um, it's English. Lisa is saying it's English, but see if I was to spell what words I say. Ooh. Angelo, open a conspiracy YouTube account. JD is saying.
Yeah. Hi, JD. Sorry, I did say hi to everybody. Sorry about it. Yes, I do have a channel myself. I think Selena knows about it.
Yes, Serena does,
Um,
but we also leave the link in the
yeah.
description.
Uh,
So
so I talk about conspiracies in general, but to be honest, lately I didn't even have the chance or time to do a bit of
I'm
research
going
and
to
stuff. But
edit in the
obviously,
comments as well.
I talk about this job that they talk so much about in news and everywhere. I talk about
Um,
this pharmaceutical companies. Um, I myself worked for NHS for several years, and I know how it is. Um, it's is that's the one I think. Yeah, I
you
need
don't
to.
even have a photo,
No, I
like
need
a
to
profile.
put a photo. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
So I'm going to give, I'm going to leave the channel link here in the comments here. And there it is. We still need to catch up a bit on the comments here.
Yeah.
So Lisa is saying, if I talk polite, no problems. But if I talk the way I do to my peers, then you wouldn't understand the word. Trust me. I know. Oh, I know. That's why I said I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
don't think I would like to live in Scotland, only because I don't think I would be able to understand.
Oh well. Lisa is asking where did you meet? Well, we met in
Oh, it's a long
Birmingham.
story short. Long
We
story short.
met in Birmingham. I can't even remember the year because
It was in
I
2008.
was it
2008, yes.
7.
No, 2008. It was.
Yeah. So we met in Birmingham. Then obviously we moved to London after a few months. London, we catched up somehow with with the style of London, and we got too used to it, and that's it. Uh,
You carry on there. I'm reading the comments. Sorry.
well, and we lived in London for several years up to the point where we had the little one, Caleb. as soon as he came, that's it. We said we will move, so we moved up north. You know, um, we tried to go south, but we moved up north, and we are in north.
Sorry. I did the can we catch up on the comments? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ria is saying my step grandson is half Hungarian and half Polish, so speaks both fluently and English. He does have more of a local accent than my son, who was born and raised there here. Right. So I'm Romanian, but I also have Hungarian roots as well. So yes, it's a bit similar.
Yeah.
Yes, my grandma, she is Hungarian, however, not from Hungary, from Romania. So, well, yes, you see, our 11-year-old girl, she's gotten a British accent because she came here when she was 5 years old, and she learned English here basically. So she learned the British accent way of English. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
I'm making sense here.
Yeah.
Lisa, so what's been said about the West's dog? Right, so it seems that AV Watchman, I'm quite sure that you are familiar with his channel. He was trying to find Trezell, and he made a video. He spotted Trezell West with his grandpa, I believe. He was walking a dog, right? And AV Watchman was saying something about he mentioned the name Chalk, and the dog reacted to the word chalk. So we assume, well, a lot of people are assuming at this point that the dog is called Chalk, and that's what the kids were playing with in the backyard. But it doesn't make any sense, whichever way you think about it. Even if they played with the dog wouldn't stay in one place. The dog most surely would run after the kids, or, alert someone that the kids are going missing or they're running away, right?
Well, Lisa is saying the dog reacted to him shouting only, I think. So, well, I believe as well, because any animal you shout or say something, then reacts, because new voice sort of.
Yeah, that can be.
It might be that.
Yeah,
but
it can, yeah.
every watchman was saying about chalk because obviously West, this Trezell said about the chalk in his interview sort of with the reporters, wasn't?
Well,
he was talking about his two kids, Orrin and Orson, playing with the chalk.
Yes, that's what he said in the
yeah,
interview.
so obviously it was all about chalk, and AV Watchman was like trying to find out somehow what was all about.
Yeah.
What's the name of the dog? He tried to kind of come up with this. I'm not sure from where, but my wife tried to share the video of AV Watchman, obviously earlier, and it didn't work because this internet is just
it's
sorry
really
for
bad.
it's rubbish.
Yeah.
The one we had in the other house was Virgin Media and was really good. But this one, Stock Talk, and it's not really good. Right.
So you know that let's move again to the comments because we have to catch up. So Selena is saying here, give us the love story. Look, Selena, if you really want our in-depth love story, I can make a vlog style video about it. If you guys want, we can. I don't mind. It's a very twisted and interesting love story there. So it's not straightforward.
The little one.
Yes, sorry. I can hear Caleb, yes.
Well,
we used to live in London. We moved out of London a few years ago.
I think I need to go again. So this is my last time I'm going. Sorry, guys. I wanted to come back to, say at least bye-bye to you. We will catch up with you, soon. I think we can do that.
Maybe over the weekend.
Together,
I'm not sure.
Over the weekend. I'm not sure.
Depends on Caleb, really.
Yeah. Because I need to go because the little one is calling, so he's too clingy, and we need to, there's the attention he's seeking.
Well,
all right. So I'll see you soon.
I'll catch up on the comments here.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Caleb is already crying, so yeah. Lisa, I always thought you were Italian. No, we are not Italian. We are Romanian. Bianca, my 11-year-old, was born in Italy because we were on holiday and she decided to come early. So yeah, she was born there. Selena is saying it is because of her age. If she had come here after 12, it would be difficult to catch up the accent. Yes, I agree with that. She looks Italian. I thought she was Romanian or Bulgarian from her accent. I am Romanian, yes. Lisa is also saying, to be honest, I think it's terrible, AV shouting trash at them. They could be innocent. Honestly, Lisa, after having seen the video, that video, particularly with the dog, I do agree in a way that he was a bit rude. Yes. Lisa Lux is also saying Tok is bad. I have Virgin Media. I have no problems with it. It's great. You know what, Lisa? We used to have Virgin Media as well. We just changed house, and literally 2 miles away from where we used to live, and 2 miles away where we used to live, we had Virgin Media. We moved in this house, and it seems they are not covering this area, which is just 2 miles away, which is ridiculous. But out of all the options, I thought that Tok would be the best. I got BT and Sky, and I don't think I was ever happy with either one of those. So I didn't really have much choice but to go with Tok. Robert is saying, well, I assume the detectives would ask the kids, what is your dog's name? It's yes, it's possible. It is possible. Unfortunately, you see, we don't really have all this information. I'm hoping they'll release some very soon. Selena is saying, Angelo, I often joke with Cat. Please don't think I'm crazy, cat lady. He doesn't think you're crazy, no. Elisa, they've probably been told not to discuss it with people. If someone was shouting trash at me, I would ignore them too. Could you imagine people shouting trash at Jerry and Kate McCann? Exactly. You see, if people shout trash at Kate and Jerry McCann, what would happen? They would be taken to court. But I mean, I think that really there are other ways where you can, talk to people without having to be rude, if you get what I mean. Lisa, yes, I completely agree. Although I'm not so sure that it was just the same now, maybe previously, a few years ago, but I don't think now. Although sometimes I do think that what if one of their team would ever spot any of my videos, they would try to, they would try to get everything from me, but I don't have anything, so yeah. I think that they lost their grip now. It is. I agree. It is, yes, which is very unusual, honestly. It is. Unless they are cooking something. But although it's not so quiet in a way, I've just seen the recent news articles in the media about Christian Bruckner that they finally have decided that they don't have any evidence against him. So now they are focusing on a child killer, as it seems, who was already questioned once, and now they want to talk to him again about Madeleine McCann. Again, it's just ridiculous. I think they are just embarrassing themselves, honestly, whoever is doing this. Right. So this time I really think that I'm going to end this live. It's been lovely chatting to all of you. Thank you so much for joining. Lisa, the Peter Hyatt, he did. I also did mine. Peter Hyatt, he did the analysis, yes. There are some things which I don't agree with, but I'm. Yes, I know, yeah, because they are trying to find the scapegoat. I mean, the guilty people are right in front of us. So, Lisa, yes, he did. Robert, I'm smiling. um, so, yes, Lisa, Peter Hart did an analysis on the interview. He did. So there were a couple of things which I didn't agree with, if I'm honest. I mean, he did bring I mean, he highlighted the child abuse thing and some other things. I didn't read it in much detail. I did my own analysis before he did his, and I didn't really. Well, no, I did my analysis after he did his, but I didn't want anything to disturb me from my own ideas, so I didn't watch his until I finished mine. So yeah. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for joining. So there were some points there. One of them being that he assumed from their interview that they were abusing the children. One of the points, and I can't remember the others. Oh, let me think on it. What was another one? Yeah, I think that mainly was the abuse. How I don't know how he got the abuse, and he analyzed words more or less in the interview, which honestly I didn't see the point of. But well, he's a professional analyst, so I can't really compare myself to him. But I'll try to find his. I think that It's a Crime YouTube channel was covering his analysis. Was he? Lisa Peter Height was wrong on that other case I told you about. Well, like I said, I didn't agree with a few things. I mean, if you want, I can also make a video about his analysis. I don't know if that's what you want. I can do that as well. But reading on it, like I said, there were some things which I didn't agree on. I did my own analysis on the body language in that interview. A lot of other points were very similar, mine and his. So I guess other YouTubers as well. There are some obvious things there which you can, spot. Okay, I'll do that then. It's not so much about being, good content or not. I just, want to put something out which you guys are interested in. So, okay, I'll have a look at that in more detail, and yeah, I'll put up a video on it. Okay. So seriously, third time lucky, as they say, third time. I really have to go. It's quite late now. Thank you, Lisa. I am trying the best I can. I'll see you soon, guys. Ooh, that scared me. My goodness. My camcorder fell from somewhere. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, guys, have a good night. I hope I don't have any. Don't even get me started on that. I don't want to think about it, especially now that it's dark outside. Okay, bye bye, everyone. Take care, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Take care and stay safe. Bye. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.